They said it was finished. After months of relentless Israeli airstrikes, targeted assassinations, and ground operations deep inside Lebanon, Israeli officials stood before cameras and declared that Hezbollah had been broken, weapons depots destroyed, command posts eliminated, missile launch sites dismantled, senior commanders killed. The message was clear: the most powerful non-state military force in the world had been pushed to the edge of collapse. That was the narrative. And then the missiles started flying again, the strike that changed everything. Hezbollah's military media wing released footage that stopped analysts cold. The video claims to show advanced missiles being launched toward the Ramla military base located southeast of Tel Aviv, deep inside Israeli territory. If confirmed, this is not a border skirmish. This is not a rocket fired at a northern Israeli town a few kilometers from the Lebanese frontier. This is a precision strike, using advanced weaponry, aimed at a significant military installation in the heart of Israel's most strategically sensitive zone. The Ramla area hosts key Israeli military facilities and logistics infrastructure. Tel Aviv itself, Israel's economic and cultural capital, sits just to the northwest. An attack of this nature, reaching this deep into Israeli territory, carries a message that goes far beyond the military damage it causes. It tells Israel, it tells the United States, and it tells the entire watching world that Hezbollah is not dead, it was not broken, it was waiting, and now it has decided the moment has come. Was Hezbollah ever actually weakened? To understand what is happening now, you have to go back to what happened before. During the devastating war that followed the Hamas attack on Israel in October 2023, Israel launched one of the most intensive military campaigns against Hezbollah in the organization's for-decade history. The Israeli Air Force struck Hezbollah infrastructure across Lebanon with a ferocity that surprised even seasoned observers. Weapons warehouses, some containing missiles that had been stockpiled for years, were destroyed in enormous explosions. Command posts that Hezbollah had spent years carefully concealing were located and eliminated. Senior commanders, including figures who had survived decades of previous conflicts, were killed in targeted strikes. Hassan Nasrallah, Hezbollah's Secretary General for more than 30 years, the man who had turned the organization from a militia into a state within a state, was killed in a strike on Hezbollah's headquarters in Beirut's southern suburbs. His death sent shockwaves through the organization and through the entire axis of resistance that Iran had built across the region over decades. Israeli officials were confident. Analysts broadly agreed. Hezbollah had been degraded to a degree not seen since Israel's 2006 war in Lebanon. Its missile arsenal had been reduced. Its command structure had been disrupted. Its ability to project force into Israel had been significantly compromised. But compromised is not the same as destroyed. Hezbollah is not a conventional military force. It does not have a single headquarters that, once struck, ends its capacity to function. It is a decentralized, deeply embedded organization with roots in Lebanese society, financial networks spanning multiple continents, and a military doctrine built specifically around surviving exactly the kind of attrition campaign Israel has been waging against it. And crucially, it has Iran. For as long as Iran remains willing and able to resupply Hezbollah with weapons, components, and financial support, the organization retains a regenerative capacity that conventional military campaigns struggle to permanently eliminate. Every missile depot destroyed can, in time, be replaced. Every commander killed can be succeeded. The question has never been whether Israel could inflict severe damage on Hezbollah. The question has always been whether it could inflict damage faster than Hezbollah could recover. The footage from Ramla suggests that, at least in part, the answer is no, the timing is not an accident. Hezbollah did not release this footage randomly. The timing is deliberate and the message is calculated. Iran and Israel are currently locked in the most intense direct military confrontation in their histories. The 37th wave of Iran's Operation True Promise 4 has just been launched, a sustained, multi-layered barrage that lasted more than 3 hours and included some of the most powerful weapons in Iran's arsenal. The entire region is in a state of active war, and at precisely this moment, Hezbollah chose to demonstrate that it still possesses long-range strike capabilities targeting the Tel Aviv metropolitan area. The message to Israel is unmistakable. You are fighting on two fronts simultaneously, and we are not finished. The message to Iran is equally clear. We are still here, still capable, and still committed to the axis of resistance. And the message to the United States is perhaps the most significant of all. Any military escalation against Iran will not be absorbed only by Iran. It will be answered across the entire network of forces that Tehran has spent decades building and equipping, from Lebanon to Iraq to Yemen and beyond. Iran's 37th wave. The war grows wider even as Hezbollah's missile footage dominated headlines. Iran was launching another massive coordinated strike against Israel and American forces across the region. According to the IRG, the 37th wave of Operation True Promise involved the launch of super heavy Khorram-Shar ballistic missiles, among the largest and most powerful in Iran's entire arsenal. The strikes reportedly lasted more than 3 hours and were conducted in sustained, multi-layered waves designed to overwhelm Israeli air defenses through sheer volume and coordination. Targets included Haifa, Tel Aviv, West Jerusalem, and military facilities near Bir Yaakov. Iran also claimed to have struck the Horev satellite communications center south of Tel Aviv for the second time, a facility believed to play a critical role in coordinating Israel's military communications, air defense systems, and command infrastructure. Beyond Israel, the IRG announced strikes on U.S. military assets across the region, including Analysts Air Base in northern Iraq and what it described as the headquarters of the U.S. Fifth Fleet. Iran's message, delivered through official IRG statements, was as unambiguous as it has been throughout this entire campaign. The attacks will continue until strategic goals are achieved. The only outcome Iran seeks is the enemy's complete surrender. Israel strikes back into the heart of Iran. Israel did not absorb these strikes passively. In a series of coordinated retaliatory operations conducted simultaneously with the incoming Iranian barrage, Israeli forces struck deep inside Iran, targeting command centers, military compounds, intelligence infrastructure, and internal security facilities across multiple provinces. A special units command center in Tabriz was struck. The Imam Hassan Security Unit military compound in Tehran itself was hit, a direct strike on the Iranian capital's military infrastructure. A command center linked to Iran's ballistic missile launch operations was destroyed. An intelligence command center in Markazi province was targeted. Special forces bases and internal security infrastructure in Ilam province in western Iran were dismantled. Israeli military officials confirmed that to date, more than 400 military and governmental targets inside Iran have been struck since the campaign began. In the past week alone, more than 30 economic assets belonging to Hezbollah were also targeted, including the central headquarters of Hezbollah's financial network in Beirut, the organization through which it funds military operations, pays the salaries of its fighters, and finances its broader regional activities. The elimination of Hassan Salameh, commander of Hezbollah's Nasser unit in southern Lebanon, was also confirmed. One of the 3 primary Hezbollah combat units operating along the Lebanese frontier, Israeli military spokespeople were direct in their assessment. Hezbollah, they said, is suffering severe blows. The damage to its capabilities is being deepened every passing day. The pressure is being increased relentlessly, and yet Hezbollah is still firing. It is still reaching Tel Aviv. It is still standing. The question no one can answer here is the central paradox of this conflict, the contradiction that military analysts, intelligence officials, and policymakers in Washington, Jerusalem, and every European capital are wrestling with right now. Israel has struck more than 400 Iranian military targets. It has killed senior Hezbollah commanders. It has destroyed weapons depots, financial networks, communications infrastructure, and ballistic missile command centers. By almost any conventional measure of a military campaign, it is winning tactically. And yet the 37th wave just landed. Hezbollah just struck near Tel Aviv. Iran just declared it will fight until the enemy surrenders completely. The Strait of Hormuz is under threat. Oil is above $100 a barrel. 7 sailors are dead on merchant vessels in the Gulf, and neither Iran nor Hezbollah nor any of their regional allies has shown the slightest indication of seeking an exit from this conflict. Tactical success is not translating into strategic resolution. And in a war with no ceiling, where every escalation is met with a counter-escalation, where every declared victory is followed by another missile barrage, the gap between winning battles and ending the war keeps growing wider. A region without off-ramps, the political dimension of this conflict is, if anything, even more alarming than the military one. Iran's foreign minister has ruled out any return to negotiations with Washington, citing the experience of 3 previous rounds of talks that ended with American strikes on Iranian soil. Iran's parliament speaker has categorically rejected any ceasefire. Iran's security chief has responded to Trump's optimism with a direct personal warning. The IRG has stated plainly that it, not Washington, will decide when this war ends. Israel's Knesset speaker, responding in Persian, offered Iran 3 words in reply: unconditional surrender, 2 sides, 0 off-ramps. A regional war that has already drawn in the United States, pulled Hezbollah back from the sidelines, threatened the world's most critical energy corridor, and sent oil prices surging past $100 a barrel. And somewhere in Lebanon, Hezbollah is preparing its next launch. The ghost that Israel declared dead has returned, and this time it brought the entire region with it.